Help the homeless get off the streets is entering a new phase that some homeless advocates are calling a game changer, namely using hotel space to provide a safe place to live and provide services toward independence. And we are joined by the mayor of San Diego, Kevin Faulconer, to talk about this approach. And Mr. Mayor, you say you are passionate about this.
Well, I am, because it's really the culmination of a lot of effort here in San Diego and San Diego County with one goal, as you rightfully just pointed out. How do we get people off the streets, not just for a night or a week, but into that permanent place of their own, and with the wraparound services that's going to help them be successful. And this is something that I am very passionate about, that we started back in March, at the beginning of this pandemic, as we had to transition folks out of our bridge shelters due to social distancing concerns. The work that's being done right now at the convention center is incredible. We've already housed over 400 folks, 500 in the pipeline. One of the things that we need, of course, is the stock and the inventory of units to allow folks to move into. And so the work that we are doing, that we started back in March, to acquire hotels with kitchenettes, again, to make sure that we have a permanent place for folks. And the vote that just happened earlier this week at the County of San Diego to help provide those what we call wraparound services, mental health for those that are having behavioral health issues, substance abuse, again, with those services that help keep people off the streets for good. So I'll tell you, Jim, I think this is a project and an approach that we are leading the state here in San Diego region wide. We were the only large county last year that saw a decrease in homelessness because this is an all hands on deck approach for all of the right reasons.
What is the investment thus far? Where are these hotels? How much money has it cost thus far?
Yeah, we're looking at, we've applied, and we should be hearing literally within the next couple days or week from the state of California. We're application about to $27 million. Again, this will go to help rehab some hotels to make them permanent housing stock, much more inexpensive than trying to build units from scratch. And it takes too long to do so in California. And then, of course, the vote yesterday at the County Board of Supervisors, $5 million to provide those wraparound services. That's going to be incredibly important. Right now, we have several hotel properties that we're looking at with the goal between 300 and 400 permanent spaces, new apartments, if you will, that are going to make a huge difference on our streets, not just in the city of San Diego, but region-wide.
And what would be available at the hotels? Aside from a place to live, we understand that there'll be resources there as well to help them hopefully take care of themselves.
Well, and that I think is the key to the success, is because it's not just about providing somebody a key. It's providing those resources, that support network, that job counseling, behavioral health services, to make sure that folks can get back on their 2 feet, can be successful, and it's a home. And I think that that's what's most important, is that you have that support 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Because what we are interested in is long-term success, not just temporary shelters, which are important, but the actual places to help people get back on their feet and get back on their feet for good.
Off the top, we said this was a game changer. This is an issue all over the country. Is this a new avenue we're trying here, or are we modeling after someone else that's already done this?
Well, we're really leading the state, and this is something that I felt strongly about back in March when we started talking about how we can pursue this. And then the state made funds available, several $100 million in July. So our region was ahead of the game. We've been very well positioned to talk about not only how we can acquire these units, but this really builds on the efforts that we've made over the last several years. Again, we saw homelessness go down this year 6%, last year 6% in our county, one of the only large major counties in California where we've seen that decrease, as opposed to other places where it's unfortunately increasing. So this is something that I've really tried to set that tone of leadership, of community support, the political will to make a difference on our streets.
Mr. Mayor, we'll continue, of course, to follow this closely. I know a lot of folks cheering for success. This is a huge issue, and we thank you for your time today.
And thank you very much.